Yeah, good afternoon, guys. We'll wait for another 1 or 2 odd minutes and let's see if anyone else wants to join in, and then we'll start since we have a short workshop today. So if anyone has any other कुछ भी जानना है पूछना है about GK or anything else, then feel free to unmute and ask. Feel free, just normal. Okay, guys, let's start with the workshop, and as soon as people start joining, they can raise the question and solve it. In any case, in between also, while presenting when I'm saying about things, if you have any doubts or anything in between, you can feel free to interrupt me in between and just raise your hand, or you can directly unmute yourself and raise the question. Yeah. So today we'll be discussing last lecture we discussed about GK. So today the next fear topic about any other MBA entrance exam is quantitative aptitude. So how to go about it. So I'll be just sharing my ways and perspective in which I used to solve the paper or how I practiced about it. I'm not going to tell you about what shortcuts or anything which I've used, because I've learned the same shortcuts which you guys have learned. So I'm just saying how I used to prepare it and what all things you need to take care of. Okay, so the first main thing is, just like you guys also, the main thing, even I had the fear for quants, even during my bachelor's degree as well, and even during my schooling days, I used to hate maths, seriously. And before sitting for the entrance exam, the main thing was how would I clear the entrance exam, just because of the purpose of maths. मुझे समझ में नहीं आता था, even during the school days or during the graduation days, how is this thing happening or what. But this is the make or break situation, just like GK, if you are too scared of maths. But honestly speaking, from CMAT perspective, it's not at all difficult. Your main attitude is the only thing which defines either you'll be able to crack it or not crack it. And trust me guys, it's just the basic thing in CMAT and nothing else. You guys weren't able to see my screen earlier, is it so? Can just anyone confirm? Oh, you guys are able to see. Okay, cool. So main thing what I was saying is attitude is the main thing. Just like all your professors might be saying the same thing to you guys. It's just the attitude, how you deal with it. अगर तुम अंदर से घबराए हुए रहोगे ना, if you'll feel very scared for the sake of maths, so maths कभी तुमको समझ में नहीं आएगा. It happened with me also. So one of my seniors or the mentor told me the same thing. Just have a look from a different perspective, at least for a week or so. उसके बाद भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा, then it's altogether a different thing. But just try to change your perspective towards maths. इतना भी difficult नहीं होता है. You just need to have a common understanding of your basics, and उसके बाद tough से tough problems easily solve हो जाते हैं. उसमें कोई ज़्यादा टेंशन लेने वाली बात नहीं है। एंड सीमैट और सीईटी के पर्सपेक्टिव में तो एकदम बेसिक नॉलेज भी काफ़ी है, वेल इनफ है। सीमैट में कभी भी इजी, मॉडरेट और डिफिकल्ट टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, राइट? तो डिफिकल्ट तो रेयरली आते हैं, सिर्फ इजी और मॉडरेट के बीच में क्वेश्चंस होवर करते हैं। तो फिर मैथ्स इतना कोई प्रॉब्लमैटिक एरिया नहीं है, जैसे लास्ट वर्कशॉप में भी पीपल वर मच वरीड अबाउट क्वांट्स, बट फ्रॉम माय पर्सपेक्टिव क्वांट्स इज नॉट दैट अ डिफिकल्ट थिंग। द मेन चेंज योर एटीट्यूड, एंड यू इफ यू थिंक फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव ना, वो अंदर से फियर हटा दोगे तो ट्रस्ट मी ऑनेस्टली तुम्हारा 30% बैटल तुम उधर ही विन कर लोगे। तो एटीट्यूड इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, प्लीज स्टार्ट चेंजिंग इट इफ यू आर scared of quants. So coming to the main topic, where do I start from? So this is the analysis of quants. I have not done it, even I have taken it from the net, but roundabout last year also this was the paper pattern of quants, in which just like any other paper, arithmetic, algebra and geometry were the most dominating sector of the whole paper. And in even you could see in that most of them are easy to moderate. Rarely you could find anyone going in the bracket of tough. So वो तो डरने की बात नहीं। अरिथमेटिक इज लाइक वो तो इजी पॉइंटर्स है, तुम उसमें तो फुल मार्क्स स्कोर करने ही है। अरिथमेटिक हो गया, फिर उसके बाद में लाइक, so this is particularly the section like how it is jotted down and किसके कौन से सब डिविजन हैं, राउंड अबाउट +-1 उतने ही क्वेश्चन आते हैं। लाइक तुम कितने भी पास्ट 5 years का पेपर एनालाइज करोगे, so this is how the breakout mostly is. Even I used to refer to this also. So this was my particular observation from my batchmates and from my perspective. The scoring areas ना CMAT में mostly it is arithmetic, data interpretation and model maths. इसके जितने भी questions आते हैं ना, try getting at least 98-97% accuracy in it, because these are the most scoring areas in Quant. Like इसमें अगर तुम मार्क्स लूज आउट करो तो तुम अपने ही चांसेस कम कर रहे हो टू गेट इट टू गुड कॉलेज, बिकॉज ये जो उतने लूज बॉल्स है जिस पे छक्का तो मारना ही मारना है। एंड इसके भी ना क्वेश्चन बहुत इजी आते हैं, लाइक इफ यू आर प्रिपेयर फॉर अदर एमबीए एग्जाम्स तो फिर तुमको इस पे ज्यादा इतना ब्रश अप करने की जरूरत नहीं। इफ इट्स योर फर्स्ट एग्जाम बीइंग सीमैट एंड सीईटी, सो फिर देन यू माइट हैव टू वर्क समथिंग ऑन दिस, बट अगर तुमने कैट के लिए प्रिपेयर किया तो दिस इज क्वाइट अ केक वर्क फॉर यू गाइस। And scary areas, this used to be for me as well, like geometry, functions, algebra. Even I used to Deepak, if you want, I can share the PDF. I'll share my contact details. You can ping me over WhatsApp and you can take it from there. So geometry, functions, algebra, even I used to get scared of it. So but उतना CMAT में उधर टफ आते नहीं है। तो फिर इसमें से अगर तुम 80-85% या 90% के accuracy रख लोगे to get into a decent college, that's more than enough. Because but be prepared, because CMAT ने last year कुछ अलग ही टाइप के क्वेश्चंस डाल देते कैट लेवल के, बट जैसे फंक्शंस और एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं होते उतने सीमैट में आने के लिए, बट लास्ट ईयर उन लोग ने डाल दिया था। बट बिकॉज आई वाज प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर कैट तो फिर इनडायरेक्टली मुझे वो क्वेश्चन आ गया, बिकॉज मेरा बेसिक्स क्लियर था। वो अगर कुछ नया टॉपिक भी डालेंगे ना तो आई एम 100% श्योर वो एकदम बेसिक कैटेगरी का होगा, तो यू डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट दैट थिंग। तो फिर इस पे अगर तुम बेसिक्स भी जान लोगे ना तो इट इज मोर देन इनफ। इनफैक्ट सारे टॉपिक्स पे बेसिक्स एंड मॉडरेट लेवल के क्वेश्चंस अगर इफ यू डू इट एंड तुम उसके प्रैक्टिस कर ली, देन अचीविंग एन एक्यूरेसी ऑफ 95-98% तो इज इजीली इन CMATs का पॉइंट। So these are my particular observations ki what are the scary areas and what are there. So main thing is these are the main questions, like how do I improve on quants. Even I used to worry a lot कि मतलब मेरा एक particular point पे आके मेरा marks रुक जाता था, so how should I improve on it. So what I used to do is first of all clear your basics of all the particular chapters, like कोई भी जैसे arithmetic का profit and loss हो रहा है, pipes and cisterns हो रहा है, या algebra के है, geometry के triangles और है, basic concepts उसका एकदम clear होना चाहिए तुम्हारे crystal mind में। Like if you were to explain it to someone, you should be so sure confident कि हाँ मैं इसको explain कर सकता हूँ, because it is very crystal clear in my mind. तो एंड अंडरस्टैंड लाइक अगर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस का कोई फॉर्मूला है या यू कैन से कॉस्ट प्राइस और वो सब का कोई पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मूला है, तो हाउ इज दैट फॉर्मूला डिराइव। अगर तुमने वो समझ लिया ना तो फिर ऑटोमेटिकली तुमको चैप्टर भी समझ जाएगा, और अगर तुमको फॉर्मूला एग्जाम में भी याद नहीं रहता, यू नो द बेसिक इंट्रिकसीज ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मूला, सो ऑटोमेटिकली इनडायरेक्टली यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट। तो फॉर्मूला रटने के बजाय उसको समझने की ट्राई करो, एंड समझोगे ना तो तुमको मैथ से थोड़ा सा और अच्छा लगने लगेगा। द मेन प्रॉब्लम विद अस गाइस इज कि अपन रटने की ट्राई करते हैं। इवन आई यूज्ड टू डू द सेम थिंग इन माय फर्स्ट ईयर जब मैं एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स दे रहा था, तो फिर दैट वाज माय मिस्टेक ओवर दैट टाइम। इन द सेकंड ईयर आई ट्राइड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाई दिस फॉर्मूला वाज मेड, what are the benefits, and ये particular formula से कौन से question solve हो सकते हैं. So try understanding that thing. And अगर तुम्हारी ग्रुप और में कुछ डाउट सॉल्विंग और होता है, like if anyone raises a question or in the classes even try solving them. क्योंकि if you बिकॉज एक पर्सन एक एंगल देगा, अगर तुम उस वही क्वेश्चन का दूसरा एंगल दे सकते हो तो नॉट ओनली यू लर्न बट ऑल्सो द अदर बैचमेट्स ऑफ योर्स विल ऑल्सो लर्न. एंड ऐसे डाउट सॉल्विंग में पार्ट लोगे ना, तुमको एक वाइडर पर्सपेक्टिव मिलता है कि समझ कि इफ आई वर टू एक्सप्लेन यू वन थिंग एंड तुमको वो वे से समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, सो इफ आई नो द कॉन्सेप्ट प्रॉपर्ली ना, आई विल थिंक ऑफ एनी अदर वे थ्रू विच आई कैन सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम. तो इनडायरेक्टली उसका भी फायदा होता है एंड इनडायरेक्टली तुम्हारा भी फायदा होता है, बिकॉज यू आर वाइडनिंग योर होराइजन कि ओके दिस वे से भी सॉल्व किया जा सकता है, इसको ये वे से भी सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. बिकॉज क्वांट इज सच अ थिंग ना कि उस पे हर एक क्वेश्चन के 2 या 3 वेज होते हैं सॉल्व करने के लिए. एंड व्हाट इफ अगर तुमको जो एक पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मूला तुमने रट्टा मार के गया एंड तुमको एग्जाम में वो स्ट्राइक नहीं हुआ, देन तुम्हारे तो इजीली 4 मार्क्स चले गए. तो इसलिए इट्स ऑलवेज रिकमेंडेड कि हर एक क्वेश्चन के ना एटलीस्ट 2 या 3, एटलीस्ट दो वे सोच के रखो कि मतलब अगर दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन कम, एंड इट्स क्वाइट ऑब्वियस कि हर एक क्वेश्चन के 2 वो नहीं मिलेंगे, बट मोस्ट ऑफ जितने भी हो सकते हैं उसके 2 सॉल्यूशंस ट्राई करो. थिंक ऑफ कि सम अदर वे कि मतलब इसके कैसे सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. कोई सॉल्यूशन के तो 3-4 वेज निकल जाते थे जिससे इजीली निकल जाता था आंसर. तो तुम्हारा ही होराइजन वाइडन होएगा और तुमको कॉन्सेप्ट्स की और ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आएगी. मैथ्स इज ऑल अबाउट क्लैरिफिकेशन ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स. अगर तुम्हारा बेसिक्स ही वीक रहेगा तो फिर प्लांट आगे जाके ग्रो ही नहीं करेगा, तुम्हारे रूट्स ही स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है. And I'm sure you guys have heard of this word, passive mock solving. कि मतलब if not, then passive mock solving thing is कि तुम्हारा quant mock लिखने बैठते हो. So while giving the mock, don't take up the pen and paper. Just look at the screen, understand the question, what is the question expecting from you, कि मतलब वो क्या solve कराना चाहता है, and mind में सोचो कि what are the different ways through which you can solve this question. Don't solve it like an actual paper. Just think of it. कि मतलब okay, this is the question, इसमें ये numericals, and observe the question. What makes a question tough? What makes the question easy? I'm sure तुमको सर और में बताया रहेगा कि मतलब ये numbers रहते हैं उसके वजह से tough होता है, या the closeness of the options which make it tough. But ये सिर्फ सुनने से नहीं होता है. Until unless you yourself imply it in a particular paper or you think about it with a particular question, तभी तुमको समझ में आएगा कि ओके कि मतलब एक क्वेश्चन को टफ कैसे बनाया जाता है, कैसे इजी होता है, किस चीज को देखना रहता है. मैथ्स एक ऐसी चीज है ना कि मतलब जो कुछ बोल के जस्ट बाय लिसनिंग और सीइंग यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिकली सॉल्व इट इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. सो ट्राई डूइंग दैट. एंड कि मतलब सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन को देखो एंड जस्ट थिंक ऑफ इट कि मतलब यू नो हाउ कैन आई सॉल्व इट. जस्ट पॉन्डर. भले तुम 15 मिनट्स लो, 20 मिनट्स लो एक क्वेश्चन को, बट टेक दैट टाइम, पुट इन दोज एफर्ट्स एंड थिंक ऑफ डिफरेंट वेज इन विच यू कैन सॉल्व अ क्वेश्चन. वो तुमको लिटरली डाउन द लाइन बहुत हेल्प करेगा. मेरे को भी वन ऑफ द यूट्यूब मेंटर्स ने बोला था, मतलब आई हैड सीन हिज वीडियो एंड उसके बाद मैंने इम्प्लीमेंट किया, ट्राई किया, तो फिर इट एक्चुअली वर्क फॉर मी. खाली सुनने से वर्क नहीं करता है. मैंने उसको बाद में वो क्वेश्चंस को देखे, मॉक्स को देखे, देन आई थिंक कि मतलब मैं इसको कैसे कैसे सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट वेज व्हिच आई कैन अप्लाई. सो क्वेश्चन तो एनी हाउ मेरे से सॉल्व हो ही जाता, बट इट वाज वाइडनिंग माय होराइजन. दैट्स द मेन थिंग. और मेरे को कॉन्सेप्ट की क्लैरिटी मिल रही थी ओके कि ये फॉर्मूला ऐसे डिराइव हुआ है, इसको ये वे से करूंगा तो टाइम कम लगेगा मेरे को. तो वो पता चलता है. तो क्या एग्जाम के टाइम फिर वो डिसीजन मेकिंग में बहुत ईजी में होता है. इस एग्जाम में तो इट्स लाइक कि अपने पास बहुत टाइम है, सो यू कैन do whatever you want. आराम से you can think of different ways. But CT और के एग्जाम में you don't have that much time कि सोचते बैठो कि अभी मैं कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करूँ या किस में कम टाइम लगेगा. उस टाइम एकदम your tip of your fingers में तुमको सॉल्व करना रहता है. So try doing that thing. It will help you. Trust me, guys. Then the next thing is, as usual, calculation speed is the most important thing. Like अगर if you are still now solving using a pen and paper, doing multiplication one thing कि तुमको माइंड में हो जाना चाहिए, but if the numbers are too big like 22 into 24, तो फिर उसको ठीक है पेपर पे लिखो, बट नॉट डूइंग बाय द कन्वेंशनल वे. मल्टीप्लिकेशन के भी बहुत शॉर्टकट्स होते हैं. अगर कन्वेंशनल वे से करने जाएंगे तो इट वुड टेक यू 6 मैक्सिमम 8-9 सेकेंड. बट अगर तुम वो शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स से करोगे तो 3 सेकेंड 4 सेकेंड में हो जाता है मल्टीप्लिकेशन. तो try improving your calculation speed. So what I used to do during my days was every day getting up in the morning I used to prepare a sheet, and वो sheet को मैं ऐसे रैंडमली कोई भी नंबर लिख देता था. फुल A4 साइज को वन साइड को अच्छे से पूरा कोई भी रैंडम, जैसे 24 into 25, उसके नीचे 49 into 48, उसके नीचे 50 into 36 और whatever, एंड पूरी शीट को भर देता था. फिर आफ्टर 1 hour I used to solve it with a timer. just to improve my calculation speed, and not just multiplication, even addition, subtraction, division, kuch bhi, but with bigger numbers for addition and subtraction, where you have to include and try solving it in your mind. कितना कम पेपर यूज कर सको, जितना कम पेन यूज कर सको, उतना बेटर रहेगा. And but obviously use the timer along with even with your calculation problems and even while solving the quants problem. तो बहुत help करेगा. Because you tend to force your mind to think within that time frame. अगर तुमको मैं ऐसे ही 15 मिनट दे दूँ तो तुम कहीं ना कहीं हाथ पैर मार के दो, but obviously you'll boil down to the solution. But if I give you 2 minutes, उसके within ही तुमको solve करना है. So it improves your decision making skills, and but obviously कि how to solve a particular problem. तो उसमें वो तुम्हारा प्रेशर दोगे ना थोड़े माइंड को, तो इट विल हेल्प यू टू थिंक अबाउट इट एंड डिफरेंट वेज, और सब वो सब तुमको उस टाइम पता चलने लगेगा. तो ट्राई सॉल्विंग इट विद अ टाइमर. अगर तुमको मैथ्स से अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो आई वुड रिकमेंड फर्स्ट डोंट गो विद अ टाइमर, बट वंस यू हैव गेन्ड अ क्विक ग्रास्प अबाउट द टॉपिक एंड सब हो गया, बेसिक्स कवर हो गए, देन गो विद द टाइमर. So this is the main things which I used to do for my quants, and these are the basics prerequisites. So like ये तो आना ही चाहिए. tables जितना मैंने मेरे मेंटर और वो सबसे सुना है या YouTube पे बोलते हैं कि 30 तक टेबल्स आना चाहिए. आई डोंट रिकमेंड दैट थिंग बिकॉज आई एम दैट टाइप ऑफ पर्सन कि मतलब मेरे से 12 के ऊपर टेबल रट्टा मारा ही नहीं जाता था. कि मतलब लिटरली मेरे को 12 के ऊपर होता ही नहीं था यार. मतलब 13, 14, 15 की टेबल्स आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिमेंबर इट. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इट 13 into 7 अगर किसी ने बोला, 13 into 11 किसी ने बोला, तो विद इन 3-4 सेकेंड्स मैं अपने माइंड में कैलकुलेट कर लेता था. सो आई हैव इम्प्रूव्ड ऑन दैट बिट. ठीक है, अगर तुम रट्टा मारोगे तो 1 सेकेंड में तुम आंसर दे दो, बट मेरे से नहीं होता, तो आई हैव टू एक्सेप्ट दैट फैक्ट. तो मैंने कोई दूसरा ऑल्टरनेटिव देखा, तो फिर इन माई माइंड आई यूज्ड टू कैलकुलेट इट एंड दैट वुड टेक अराउंड 4 or 5 seconds. तो मैंने उस पर इंप्रूव करने की ट्राई की बिकॉज मेरे से वो रिमेंबर नहीं होता था. आई यूज्ड टू मग अप ओनली टिल द टेबल ऑफ 12. उससे ज्यादा मेरे से होता ही नहीं था. तो ठीक है, इट्स ओके, नॉट अ बैड थिंग. एंड उसमें तुम 2-3 सेकंड बचा के भी कुछ ज्यादा उखाड़ नहीं लोगे, मतलब इट्स ओके. वो ज्यादा टेंशन लेने वाली बात नहीं है. तो 12-15 तक टेबल्स के इट्स गुड एनफ, बट मेक श्योर तुम्हारे कैलकुलेशन स्पीड स्ट्रांग हो. कि अगर किसी क्वेश्चन में आ गया 18 into 19, तो विद इन योर माइंड यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व इट विद इन 4 or 5 seconds एट मैक्स. सो ट्राई इंप्रूविंग ऑन दैट बिट. कि मतलब वो होता है ना नंबर्स को, जैसे 18 into 19, अब 19 यू कांट डिवाइड इनटू 2 नंबर्स. 18 को यू कैन डिवाइड इनटू 3 into 9 into 2 या 6 into 3. So first multiplying 19 into 6 and then 19 into 3 and then adding them up. So practice it बोलने में ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है, but when you practice it over the time frame and over weeks or months, you'll able to grab that speed and keep practicing it daily. Like वो sheet अगर बनाना तो hardly it would take 15 or 20 minutes to write down those numbers and to solve it also. So over the years the efforts compound doing it. So try doing those things. Squares I remembered up to 1 to 30. वो मेरे से हो गया था. And it's not that difficult as well, and even if you do it till 25 now, then it's okay. Cubes also 1 to 15 and fractions 1 to 20. I'm sure most of you guys have learned it. And अगर नहीं भी होता ना, what I used to do is अगर क्योंकि exam के time you tend to come under pressure and उस time वो strike नहीं होता है. So in few exams what I used to do it, you get the rough sheet before now. So before the exam I used to jot it down before the back side of the paper. Like when they make sure the invigilator is not seeing you. Squares or 1 to 30, 1 to 15. Fractions 1 to 20. Karan, can you please? Karan, do you have to ask anything? Okay. Oh, so you got my point now. It's okay, and most of the students do it. Like when I used to see to my right or left, every third guy or fourth guy was doing the same thing. So it's okay, but make sure you're not caught by it. Even if the invigilators catch you, it's okay. You can justify with some or the other thing, but make sure यार ऐसे क्यों ये सब में पढ़ना है. So अगर when he is strolling around or he is not seeing you, then quickly write it with a pencil and फटफट छोटा अक्षरों में लिख दो, so that space भी कम लेगा, because in several institutes they don't provide an extra sheet of paper. Like it didn't happen with me, but I had my friends who were suffering to this. So just make sure of this. Aren't you guys able to hear my voice properly?
Good.
It is, right? So sorry if it gets interrupted. I'm facing some or the other issues. It's happening since the beginning of the day. So you got my point, right? So अगर learn होता है तो that's the best thing. Like nothing better than that. But होता है यार, कभी कभी learn नहीं होता है. तो it's okay, not a big deal. तुम उसको पीछे लिख लेने का. It's okay. But after like before the exam is going to start, because when the exam starts ना वो pressure दिमाग में चालू हो जाता है. So it's very hard at that time जो मतलब जो याद नहीं है उसके बाद में think करना, so it kind of lowers your confidence. लिख लो ना इससे better. Like ABCD वाला जो thing है वो logical reasoning में I'll cover it. So वो भी मैं कभी कभी लिख लेता था. So this is how I used to divide my time for quants. So I used to devote 1 or 2 hours a day because solely for the reason because my concepts were clear during CAT and other exams. But if you guys, for some of you, if your concepts are not clear, then I would recommend at least devote 2 or 3 hours a day, in which I would subdivide into 50%. I used to take the online lectures either through YouTube channels or through my institute's videos, and 50% time I used to devote to solving either the book's problem or questions through internet or some PDFs or something like that, or the mocks problem also, which I used to bookmark it. Like this is particularly important, so I need to revise them. So I used to do that. तो फिर half of devote कर देता because I'm not that kind of person जो full time सिर्फ solve ही करते रहे वो मेरे से नहीं होता था. So I want something entertainment sort of also. So मेरे को online videos जब देखता था तो उससे भी मेरा थोड़ा learning हो जाता था. Because if you see someone else solve ना, so that is also beneficial because and most prominently कि वो तुम्हारे से ज़्यादा elder and he has more experience. So वो किस way से solve कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है, what formula is he using and why is he using. तो फिर वो जानना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो दैट हेल्प्स यू अ लॉट. सो खाली खुद से मत करते रहो, थोड़ा इवन ग्रुप पार्टिसिपेट करो. यू गाइस कैन आल्सो फॉर्म अ ग्रुप एंड डिस्कस अबाउट सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस. देन यूट्यूब वीडियोस देख सकते हो. You can solve through that. These are the things which I used to do. Then how to prepare for, sorry, it's not GK, it's Quant. So first, I would recommend you guys to do complete your CK booklets and then mocks and sectionals. So उसमें जो भी thing, what I used to do is जैसे Monday to Saturday में जितने भी मैंने mocks या sectionals दिए या daily test दिए, तो उसमें से कुछ questions ऐसे होते थे जो मेरे से भी solve नहीं होते थे. So I used to bookmark them and on Sunday I used to revise them. कि मतलब उसका एक अलग से मेरा वो टेस्ट बन जाता था only with those particular questions. So I used to resolve them. उसको फिर ऐसे करते every Sunday it was, I didn't used to solve any new questions, only the questions which I have accumulated over the course of Monday to Saturday. सिर्फ क्योंकि revision is also important because one or the other day वो तुम्हारा bunch of questions खत्म हो जाएगा कि मतलब repetitive दिखने लगेगा कि okay this is the same way which I can solve it, but you should know that way कि मतलब उसको efficiently कैसे solve करना है, and for that you need to remember like how I used to solve the earlier questions. So revision is quite important. तो Sunday को I used to keep it only for revisions कि मतलब mocks के जो questions थे and the daily test or any other bookmark questions which I've got from friends or through my institute. So I used to resolve them and उसको revise करता था. That's it. And formula का एक मैंने booklet बनाया हुआ था, like all the important formulas which are necessary for the exam. and उसको revise करता था. Either you can do it on daily purpose also or on Sundays. Like it's totally up to you guys. And these are some banking channels or books which I used to refer. Mostly these are bank channels. See, talking about CMAT and CET now, so banking channels are the best to get the shortcuts. Like I'm sure CETking might have told you some best shortcuts like how to solve a particular question. But उनका क्या होता है, उनका तो time frame अपने से भी कम होता है. Like they get very minimal time to solve a particular question. So you can learn from them. You can watch their videos how they solve a particular problem. So Studify, Dadar 247, Wi-Fi study. And then this Neha Agarwal is a, I guess, IIT JEE का वो है, YouTube video channel है, but she has some shortcuts which is related to CMAT and CT as well. So just filter it out if you want to use it. Otherwise, these three channels are quite enough. And then academic catalyst there. And whenever you watch videos of these particular channels, so you automatically get the recommendations for other banking channels. So you can watch from them as well. But these are the three main channels which I used to refer. And उससे उनमें ही उन्होंने multiplication के shortcuts, how to solve a particular question. तो बहुत सारे उन्होंने दिए हुए हैं shortcut tricks, so you can refer to them. It's very beneficial, I would say. And then if you have time, then I would say go for standard books like Arun Sharma Quantum Cat, which I didn't refer it at any point of my whole preparation. hardly any days when I use it, even during my CAT preparation. So I don't prefer much using these. They are very good. I know that very many people refer to these particular books, but I personally didn't feel like studying those मोटी वो आदत देख के ही मेरा तो सर घूम जाता था कि इतनी मोटी बुक है कब सॉल्व होएगा. So it's better, and I am a YouTube fan. Like I like studying online and take interactive sessions. I like those things. So I used to study from YouTube, or I would refer to the books or the mocks questions. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. So question attempting. If you are at least have an aim of solving at least 16 or 17 odd questions in the paper, and but obviously if you have a decent preparation you will be able to solve those many questions with 100% accuracy. Like utna to sabse ho hi jayega. And if you are targeting a decent college, then your attempt should be around 2021, that too with 95 98% accuracy. And if you're targeting the best like JB or Syndham, then you need to touch it on 24 25, because quants and LR are those sections where the ambiguity is less. You can come to a certain answer. So that too definite answer, and you can cross check it. So English की तरह नहीं है कि grammar की तरह, like you are not certain whether this would be right or wrong. In quants you can cross check your answer. So maintaining the accuracy is quite possible in quants. So 24 25 I would suggest. As far as I remember, I had attempted around 23 or 24 questions in my during my CMAT attempt, and most of them I guess were right only with 98% accuracy. So that was my scene, but I would suggest you guys to be in the bracket of at least 17 plus. Going below that would lessen your chances of getting into a decent college. Like according to the colleges which you are targeting, please set your goals as per that. My goal was definitely solving around 22 plus questions, 22, 23 questions. So according to you, like whatever your strategy is or whichever college you are targeting, so accordingly define how many. And if you are in the initial stage, then if you're touching 12 or 13 questions, then it's okay. But make sure don't compromise on the remaining questions. Understand like what were the remaining 12 questions, from which topic had they come. So start studying those topics, and when you have the grasp of that particular topic, then revisit those questions and solve them within the time frame, and then see what your marks were. So this is how you have to revisit things and see like where am I missing, what all topics am I missing, and this would come only by giving daily tests or sectionals or something like that. I still don't recommend giving mocks for CMAT. Like mostly give daily sectional tests or something like that. Don't give mocks. Like I hardly had given CMAT mocks, because only for the solely reason it used to occupy a lot of my time, and like if you want confidence, then you can give 4 or 5 mocks or maybe more, but it's totally up to you. Because ऐसा कुछ नहीं ना कि within a time frame you have to solve it. ऐसा कोई time pressure भी नहीं है. So it's quite okay even if you don't give it. But mocks का एक फायदा होता था कि I used to get a question back. So that was the most helpful thing. Okay. Okay, guys, that was it for my quants. This is my number. You can connect with me anytime if you want, like over WhatsApp or over call. And this is my LinkedIn ID. Feel free to contact me. So I'll take up the questions if you have any. GK, Suyog, you can unmute yourself and you can raise your hand if there are many. So I'm better responding over chat or responding through chat. I would recommend you please unmute yourself and tell if you have any questions.
Sir, your WhatsApp number.
I'll write back in my chat. Oh, sure. Sorry, I initially meant. Okay, cool. No worries. So I'll take Suyog. GK, I had already taken a session of that. In case you have missed it, just connect with me over WhatsApp. I'll give you a short brief, like how can you do, what my strategy was, and appealing to that. If you want to use it for your particular strategy, then use it. Otherwise, it's okay. I'll just also share the materials which I used to use for my GK. I gave my first CMAT marks scored 193. I also told in first two marks try to score 200. For me, maths is a bit problematic. Rohan, I totally understand your situation. Only by solving more and more questions, you'll try to gain like confidence in it. First, understand the basics of that particular topic. Like if you're not understanding the pipes and cistern wale formula, then there is no point solving the questions. First, understand like how was that formula made and why was that formula made. What is this like if I were to told you like don't use the formula and then solve the question, will you be able to solve it? Like utna clarity hona chahiye. So if you're not getting the clarity on like how to understand the topics, ping me on WhatsApp. I'll tell you some of the resources which you can refer to otherwise. Monday we have to fill every college forms for CMAT. Not necessary, like only the colleges which you are targeting to. Like I guess KJ Somaya and Wellinger's PGDM program, you need to fill the form prior to CMAT, like as per their dates. And when compared to JBIMS and Simsri, only with the cap round, like they don't have any separate forms. Yeah, when I got into AR through AR24 into JBIMS, Aditya Makare, you want to see? Okay, just a second. Please, slide 4. Sorry. If you want to take a screenshot or so, or if you want the PPT also, you can ping me on WhatsApp. I'll share the PPT over there. Slide 4. The topic required much more focus. See, I would say for quants, arithmetic, algebra, modern maths, and which one? These things, at least be 100% sure in your the scoring areas, these three sections. And from your algebra is much more easier than geometry. If you have a fear of geometry, even I can understand, even I used to have. So I just cleared the basics, like जो theorems and formulas है वो समझा मैंने उसको, that's it. मैं in depth गया नहीं था. So geometry, I don't used to like geometry. So and luckily exam में हो गया, because exam में only the basics, they ask only the basic questions, that too formula driven. You just need to understand like what is the question asking from you and which formula you have to use in that particular problem. Just that, and after that it's nothing. इतना कर लोगे तो I guess it's quite enough, like pretty enough. And if you have to get into good college, then सबका थोड़ा थोड़ा knowledge होना चाहिए, because functions और के what if 3-4 questions आ गए functions chapter में से, but only they are from the basic areas, but you are not prepared for that, then you are going to lose on around 16 marks or 12 marks. So that's not an good equation, right? So have a basic knowledge about each and every chapter, which I would suggest, and which one you like, then उसमें थोड़ा in depth जाके पूरा कर लेना. Vivek, there is any benefit of work experience? Yeah, it is. Like they don't require to get into JBIMS. Like they don't see your CV or anything. There's no GDP or VAT. But while like we have a summer placements coming up and the interviews later on. So yeah, over there WorkX, like looking at the current batch which is at JBIMS, you can say 60 to 70% people have WorkX. So it is, I would recommend, because even when you sit into the interviews, if you have a gap period, so how would you be able to justify like what were you doing? Because according to them, if you justify saying that I was preparing for entrance exam, they don't find it conducive enough. So it's better do any internship or live projects or a particular job somewhere or the other. So it's beneficial. And Aniket, I would cover the RC topic in English. Workshop. Gupta, I would recommend shortcuts के लिए ना जो YouTube channel I had said refer to those, and just type in the YouTube Quant shortly explained better than me, because honestly. Aniket, I answered this question. Okay. Khushbu, nothing to be skipped as such, because I don't think so. Anything you can skip taking the risk. Like if you're finding it very difficult to understand it, like you tried learning it from 3 or 4 professors, then also you're not able to understand, then it's okay. Then try leaving that particular topic. Otherwise, I would recommend don't leave any particular topic. Like it's a big risk because even a 4 marker question, one question would make a huge impact in the percentile which you'll get in the end. So I won't recommend. At least get the basics, and even if you are not understanding the basic, then learn the formula. That तो फिर तो कोई option ही नहीं है. If you're not understanding why that formula had come, then ratta maar lo. No other option. But don't leave any particular topic. I would suggest.
Sir,
Yeah, Deepak.
sir, what was
And
your
don't call me sir. First of all, it's Aditya.
okay, bhaiya?
हाँ.
Yeah, what was your time divided to all subjects?
Like I used to study for the whole day, right? Divided into, I used to study around 7 or 8 hours a day. In that, mostly dividing my time majorly 30 to 40% for GK, then 1 hour for quants around, then 1 hour for quants, 1 hour for the VARC, and half an hour 45 minutes for LRD. Sorry, I mean logical reasoning. Mostly I used to give my time for GK because that was the thing I was not sure of, because बाकी सब तो मेरे cover हो चुके थे with the rest of the exams. I need to just brush it out. और कुछ चाहिए नहीं था उसमें. And mostly उसमें मैं कुछ ज़्यादा पढ़ता नहीं था. I used to give daily tests, so उससे मेरा revision हो जाता था. Daily test में it is a mixture of all the sums, right, from all the topics. So overall मेरा पूरा हो जाता था. And you will find a hell lot of daily test, free daily test. कोई ज़्यादा subscription pay करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. तो सेक्शनल टेस्ट और कोई ना कोई प्रोवाइडर फ्री में देता ही रहता था. So just do it. I used to do it like that only. Aniket, as I said, I would discuss that particular thing in the VARC workshop. And if you want that particular answer, it's quite decent enough. Like not that as difficult as CAT. Like it's quite comprehensible. So not to worry about. And उतने inference based questions भी नहीं आते. Mostly it's direct question only. Vaibhavi, when did I say general awareness is optional? Sorry. Vinay, Karya, actually I don't actually remember what was my exact number. They don't give you the number, they only give you the percentile. And that too, I don't remember the exact sum of the same. I just remember my overall percentile. But I guess 96, 97 plus for sure in all the sections. Ankit, there's 2 divisions, PGDM and MMS course. Like JBIMS M3 provides only MMS, but whereas KJ and then V School provides both PGDM and MMS course. PGDM is more of practical thing, and MMS is more of theoretical knowledge. Like MMS you can say अपने school और college type का जो textbook से पढ़ेंगे और practical exposure उतना कम रहेगा, whereas PGDM में क्या वही चीज़ को तुमको practical way से करवाएंगे. मतलब तुम्हारे ग्रुप बना देंगे and तुमको केस स्टडी फॉर्म में दे देंगे. Like if you were into this situation, how would you have dealt with it? You were the manager of this company, so at this particular time, what decision would you have taken it? So वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा better way होता है MMS से, but JBIMS only provides MMS, so no other option. And PGDM is much more comparatively expensive than MMS. But उसमें थोड़ा practical experience ज़्यादा रहता है. So that's the difference between MMS and PGDM. Rohan, will you take?
Bhaiya, the questions are not audible.
Like you weren't able to hear it, what I was saying.
No, sir, you are audible, but the students are asking questions that's not audible.
Okay, so sorry, I thought they were linking it directly in the open. They are pinging me directly to a direct message. Sorry, I'll read the question first. Thanks, Deepak, for bringing me awareness to that.
Yes.
Okay. So Rohan is saying like, will you take lectures like other professors in different topics? If you will explain shortcuts and all of those things, like it would be really helpful. So Rohan, I won't be taking because I find myself not comfortable in making it explained to you guys, because I think I'm not that great of a professor. But if you still want like what shortcuts I used to use and how I used to do it, then ping me on WhatsApp. I'll definitely share with you some of the shortcuts which I used to use it. So, or I'll share you the channels or somewhere from most of the are those channels, the banking channels only. like Adda 247, then Wi-Fi Study. I used to watch them only, and through their videos, I used to learn the shortcuts, like how they used to solve a particular question in the given time frame, or even below that. So I used to use that, nothing else. Like I used, yeah, mostly no other thing. In which Sajal, yeah. So Sajal is asking like in which year you cleared CMAT? I cleared it last year, 2021. Rohan, okay, cool. I guess you guys have a lecture later on, so we have 5 minutes remaining. If anyone wants any help or has any query, any sort of query, please feel free to ask, because last year even I was from that side of the table, so I used to ask any question to my seniors or anything. So feel free to ask. Yeah, Abhi. So Abhi is asking, innovation and entrepreneurship is optional. Yeah, it's optional. Like I didn't offer that particular section. It is basically for those colleges which have that course. Like if you want to pursue an MBA in innovation and entrepreneurship, and that particular college which you're targeting has that particular MBA degree, then you need to give it, because they'll have a certain criteria for this thing. But since JBIMS didn't have it, so I didn't opt for that. Himanshu, honestly saying, sorry, Himanshi, she is asking me like how many months did CMAT. So CMAT, I can't say it specifically because my basics of all the English quants and LR was done during CAT, SNAP, and NMAT. These things for the specifically for GK, I started from the month of September, November. Even if we are starting it now, it's quite okay, but don't feel you have left out or it's quite late. Just you need to put in more extra efforts and more number of hours. That's it. And I guess all the rest of the 3 sections has been prepared for you guys with the remaining exams. If not, then you need to devote in much more number of longer hours in order to prepare it.
Sir, I like the way you explain the things. So I want you to be a teacher in CMATking.
Thanks, Deepak. But the main thing is because I am also a student. Like I'm still a student. That's why I can connect with you guys much better, because I know like मेरे को भी कोई I know बहुत प्रोफेसर्स मेरे को भी पढ़ाते गए. I didn't used to like it कि मतलब किस वे से वो टीच कर रहे हैं. वो कनेक्ट ही नहीं बैठाते थे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ. So that's why maybe because of that I'm able to connect with you. Himanshu. Himanshu Singh, sir, in how many months did you prepare for? Okay, okay, that's done. Jayesh is on how to prepare for quants. Jayesh has just said that particular thing only. कैसे prepare हुए? Like, what specifically do you want? Sajal, till what rank approx in CMAT there is chance? Okay, so this is a good question. So Sajal, last year what happened was the seat got closed at AIR 18, I guess, 18, 17 or 18, because only for the purpose, last year as in the last batch which got into it. And for me, the seat got closed at AR 24, luckily, and I was that last person to get into JBIMS through All India Rank quota. Solely for the reason was because ATMA and MAT wasn't considered this particular year. So since ATMA and MAT wasn't considered, so the quota increased and more opportunities were given for the CMAT students or the CAT students. So that's why I was able to make into JBIMS. But you don't be sure, rest assured, because this year you don't know, like JBIMS start accepting MAT or ATMA. So you make your target to come into the top AR 15 or something like that. Jayesh, talking about quant की strategy is nothing. Like I didn't follow a particular strategy. Like मेरे को वो सब लोग बोलते हैं ना कि strategies बनाओ वो करो. I didn't used to like that particular thing. What I used to do it कि मतलब quants अगर section मैंने open किया, so first I'll go through the questions and जो मुझे लग रहा है फटाफट solve हो रहा है वो फटाफट solve कर लेता है, and जो नहीं हो रहा है समझ में नहीं आ रहा है इसको skip it. बाद में देखेंगे जो होगा देखा जाएगा. क्योंकि CMAT में time बहुत है ना, तो जो हो रहा है confidence थोड़ा बढ़ा लो कि मतलब स्टार्टिंग में जो आ रहा है तो उससे मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस भी बूस्ट हो जाता है कि हाँ मेरा चलो फ्लो अच्छा जा रहा है, सब हो रहा है, एंड बाद में देखेंगे जो नहीं हो रहा है उसको बाद में देखेंगे. अनिकेत, CMAT which slot? It was the afternoon or the evening slot, yeah. Definitely not the morning one wala. It was the afternoon or the evening slot. Most Probably I came out of the center around 6, so afternoon slot maybe. Yeah, afternoon slot only. Cool, guys. It's 4:30. Okay. If anyone wants to, obviously people are leaving, but tomorrow कोई दूसरा lecture and you have to attend that, please give importance more to that. And if you have any questions, feel free to stay back.
Sir, for how
Vijay
many
is
exams
asking,
you had
आप CAT का
applied?
preparation कर रहे थे? See, honestly, during my 2 years of entrance exam, मैंने दिए थे CAT दिया था मैंने. Only these 5 exams, nothing else. Preparation कर रहे थे, therefore आपको other than should I join the no अभी if you are not preparing like ऐसा नहीं है कि CAT करने से ही तुमको होएगा. तुम अगर CMAT के लिए भी हो जाओगे, CMAT के लिए भी solely प्रिपेयर करोगे तो भी हो जाएगा, बिकॉज सब्जेक्ट इज द सेम यार. मतलब सिलेबस भी तो सेम है, इससे कुछ फर्क करना पड़ेगा. सेम ही चीज जो कैट में सिखाया था वही इसमें भी सिखाएंगे. बस कैट की बात ये है कि वो थोड़ा इन डेप्थ जाके सिखाते हैं, लाइक एकदम थोड़ा सा इन डेप्थ जाते हैं. और सीमैट में ऊपर ऊपर से पढ़ाते हैं एंड उतना ही रिक्वायर्ड होता है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं होता. So it's quite okay. You don't need to join specifically for CAT and burn your resources. It's okay. I wouldn't recommend that. And YouTube और पे तुम्हारे CMATking के भी पोर्टल पे बहुत सारा कुछ रहेगा, फ्री रिसोर्सेज एंड जो वीडियोस रहेंगे, you can refer to them and you can understand the topic. Otherwise YouTube पे भी बहुत सारे फ्री रिसोर्सेज है guys, उस आराम से हो जाएगा. And if you don't know that particular resource, connect with me on WhatsApp. I'll tell you it over there. Aniket, how to get the gap certificate? I don't know. Honestly, no idea. So sorry, I have no idea about it. That's it, guys. Anyone has any other question, or can we leave for today? No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. But you be prepared to justify in the interviews, like what you did during those years or those months. Not necessary to create a gap certificate. As far as I know, just confirm it with your other seniors as well or the professors in CMATking कि ऐसा चाहिए रहता है क्या. But अभी तक मैंने तो नहीं देखा like anyone trying to prepare a gap certificate. Jayesh is asking, CMAT ज़्यादा scorer topic कौन सा है, percentile increaser? Okay, Quants and LR. I won't say particular topic. I would say the section Quants and LR, क्योंकि उसमें accuracy maintain किया जा सकता है, and that's the most scoring area. GK and English is like uncertain for me. Like ग्रामर में क्या ही भरोसा यार, वो पेपर सेटर की थिंकिंग के ऊपर है कि उसको क्या लगता है सही होएगा. बिकॉज एक पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन पे वो कभी इसको राइट देता है, कभी उसको राइट देता है. आई यूज्ड टू गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड लॉट. तो मेरे को जो होगा देखा जाएगा. मुझे जो सही लगता था आई यूज्ड टू डू इट लाइक एज पर माय ये प्रिपरेशन. ऐसा नहीं कि तुक्का मार के आ गया. जो मैंने प्रिपरेशन किया, जिससे मैंने जितना ग्रामर के रूल सीखे उसके अकॉर्डिंग मैं करता था. तो क्योंकि उसमें एक्यूरेसी मेंटेन करना बहुत मुश्किल है. इंग्लिश में कभी सही जाता है वही पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, कभी रॉन्ग जाता है. तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता था वो लोग कैसे करते हैं. एंड देन जीके भी तुम्हारा यू नेवर नो उस टाइम. तुमने जो जीके का कोई पर्टिकुलर सिलेबस नहीं है ना, दैट्स द मेन प्रॉब्लम. तुम जितना भी पढ़ लो कम ही लगेगा, वो कहीं और से कुछ भी क्वेश्चन फेंक देगा. जीके में एक्यूरेसी और मेंटेन करना, as I said in the last workshop, तुम 10-11 से ऊपर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व भी नहीं कर पाओगे. until unless कि एकदम ही लल्ला पेपर आया है, एकदम करंट अफेयर्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. अगर स्टैटिक ज्यादा डोमिनेंट हुआ जैसे लास्ट ईयर जैसे, तो तुमको ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी पे खेलना पड़ेगा, एलिमिनेटिंग द ऑप्शंस एंड गोइंग विद द तुक्का. नो अदर ऑप्शन. तो जीके का सोर्स क्या है? अनिकेत, कनेक्ट विद मी ओवर व्हाट्सएप. आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट. एंड मोस्टली तुमको अगर CMATking से भी जो दिया हुआ रहेगा, तो यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम देम आल्सो. लाइक उनने भी अच्छे से कंपेंडियम और बनाए हुए रहेंगे. एंड आई टोल्ड इन द लास्ट वर्कशॉप एज वेल लाइक हाउ आई यूज्ड टू डू इट. लाइक कोई स्पेसिफिक पैटर्न नहीं है, सो यू डोंट नो लाइक वेयर टू प्रिपेयर, व्हाट टू प्रिपेयर. एंड इतने मोटे मोटे बुक्स है, तुम पढ़ते बैठोगे तो कब तक पढ़ोगे. तो ट्राई प्रिपेयरिंग योर ओन क्वेश्चंस के, मतलब जो करंट अफेयर्स का है उसमें से ट्राई बॉइलिंग इट डाउन कि उससे और क्या क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं. वो पर्टिकुलर उसके कीवर्ड से, जैसे कोई ऑस्ट्रेलिया के रिलेटेड कोई पर्टिकुलर करंट अफेयर आया है, तो फिर उसके ज़्यादा चांसेस है कि इस ईयर के पेपर में ऑस्ट्रेलिया के रिलेटेड कुछ स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन आएंगे अदर दैन कि न्यूजीलैंड से रिलेटेड कोई पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन आए. So it is somewhere or the other related to the current affairs. Trust me, guys. So that's how I used to do it because GK कितना wide है यार, क्या क्या पढ़ते बैठोगे. Any other thing? You can feel free to connect with me. Like बहुत होता है कि मेरे साथ भी ऐसा होता था, like अभी instantly कोई question shoot नहीं होता है, but while you are preparing or while you are studying, then it comes strikes to your mind. Okay, so what should I do in this situation? So feel free to connect with me over call, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. I'm always there. Like even I am a student, यार. Student की help नहीं करेगा तो कौन करेगा? Cool, guys. I don't think so. Okay, Sumit, if you're trying to say something. अरे Aniket, nothing to be thankful about, यार. Nothing like this. तुम लोग भी next year जब JB, sorry, this year जब JB में आओगे and बाद में तुम लोग CMAT के workshops लोगे, तो तुम लोग भी कर्मा वापस devote करना, तुम्हारे juniors को help करना. It's just a karma thing. Like I used to get advice from my seniors, so I'm reciprocating that thing with you guys. I'm watching this NET 1 year current affairs. Rohan is saying some 3 to 4 videos are there, around 8 hours videos. हाँ यार, जीके का ये प्रॉब्लम है, थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा. No other option. Like उसमें से भी make the notes. बोरिंग हो जाता है. Like 1 घंटे के बाद तो मैं भी बोर हो जाता था कि क्या पढ़ूँ यार, क्या पका रही है. बट करना पड़ेगा यार, करियर का सवाल है. नो अदर ऑप्शन. ट्राई मेकिंग नोट्स. एक आध के बाद थोड़ा सा ब्रेक ले लिया, देन वापस गोइंग एट. कि नहीं तो 2 घंटे के वीडियोस देख लिए, फिर उसके बाद कोई और टॉपिक ले लिया या कुछ और कर लिया, फिर वापस कमिंग बैक टू जीके एंड समथिंग लाइक दैट. हाँ, MS वर्ड और आई वुड से कि राइट डाउन ऑन अ पेन ऑफ पेपर. लाइक बेस्ट वे आर द ट्रेडिशनल वेज ओनली. I can argue on that thing. If you write it on a pen of ये piece of paper ना, तो फिर subconsciously तुम्हारे mind में वो जाता है वो चीज़, and it does impact. Like I used to do like that thing only. If I'm writing it, so फिर if you when you write it and try speaking it while writing. If a certain thing is like Australia's president is this, so speak it while you're writing. तो तुम्हारे subconscious mind में कहीं ना कहीं वो set हो रहा है, वो कहीं ना कहीं तुमको याद रहेगा आगे जाके. So better writing on MS Word or MS Word, Excel or Google Docs. Try preparing notes for the same. That's it. Okay, Sajal is saying if 8 or 9 students have got 99.9%, so will they be shortlisted for JBIMS? Yeah, it's like the top people get into only the top 24. Like this year, it was top 24 students, and that too not all top 24. Like there are only 18 seats for all India quota. Okay, so only there are several students from that top 24 category also have opted out of JB. Like they didn't volunteer to take the admission into JBIMS. So since they did not take the admission, I got the opportunity to get into JBIMS. And even if there are 8 to 9 students of 99.99 percentile, they'll get into it, JBIMS. Once the quota is full of 18 students, then even if you have got 99.99, then you won't be able to get it. Because it's not 99.99 only. There are 6 decimals after the pointer. So they evaluate on that basis. Thank you, Rohan. Guys, it's nothing to be thankful about here. I'm just sharing what I did. I'm not devoting anything extra. Like even I want you guys to get into a good college like JBIMS, M3, Wellingtons. But oh yeah, career banao. See, there is nothing called Maharashtrian or non-Maharashtrian in all India category. If you're appearing to CMAT, CAT or ZAT, you definitely fall into the category of all India. Even if you're a Mumbai student living just near to JBIMS, then also you are an all India student. Only CET has that liberty of getting a Maharashtra quota. Anything else, guys? Okay, cool, guys. Feel free to leave. Even I'll leave. And if anyone was trying to say something, okay, cool. Like अगर बाद में भी कुछ questions आते हैं, feel free to contact me. Okay. And most probably we will meet every weekend. So I have next 2 topics remaining, and at the end